Alright, hey fellow YouTubers, what's going on? Let's get back to what this channel is originally about. So, let's put some light on this guy here. There you go. So, we're looking at the Ibanez SZ520 quilted maple top. And this was made in March of 2005 at the World Musical Instrument Company in Korea. And it is in need of some dire help. It's pretty grimy. Somebody had some fun with some rubbing compound and really got the shit all over the place. It looks like this washer is bent down here too. I'm going to have to see what that's about. No, it doesn't feel like someone used. There's a little tab on this washer. But yeah, this thing is pretty freaking dirty. It's got remnants of rubbing compound and a lot of the cracks. Love this bridge. Can't remember what the hell this bridge is called, but it's not like a standard tune-o-matic bridge. The sides on this bridge are open, so if you take the strings off and stuff, you could flip this thing around. This bridge isn't going to fall off. So these screws are kind of like set into the sides, and the sides are notched. Now this has the Duncan Ibanez, and they're both H's. Now, one thing I noticed on here is this has set screws and, regular slotted head screws, and it also has a Allen key screw on the top part. The other pickup basically has just a regular pole pieces, non-adjustable, and the top has the screws that are, with a flathead screwdriver. Now, the neck on this thing, it's not bad. It's got a lot of, if you can see the white inside here, that is all rubbing compound that I have to get out of there. Somebody took some rubbing compound and ended up trying to maybe polish the frets. They got some over here, and I got to find a way to scrub that out and then re-oil the fretboard on here. The frets themselves are in very good shape. Now, the scale length on this thing for millimeters is a 638 millimeters, 25.1. And let's see here. Set neck body is made out of mahogany with a quilted maple top, and also with the maple around the edges here, which kind of looks really nice, and it'll look even better when it's cleaned up. Set neck, 3-piece mahogany neck, rosewood fingerboard. It's a 22 medium large frets. With a nut that is a 43 millimeter plastic nut. So that's basically the rundown of what this is. Nut's in good shape. It does have, I can see right now with no pressure because the strings are kind of like really flimsy. The relief, once I get the relief set up on this thing and check everything out, because right now the action height looks pretty high at the first fret, so I'll end up fixing that up. And I got to remove all these tuners and everything and polish up the headstock a little bit. There's no really major problems with it. It just needs to be cleaned really good. So I was thinking about taking this thing and actually doing a wet sanding on it with some 1500, 2000, and 3000 grit sandpaper, and then bringing it in the garage and getting the little air buffer and buffing this thing out. And first I want to see how it's going to be after I hand rub it. Once I hand rub it, we'll see what it's going to look like. But I got to strip everything off of here, and including electronics, just so I can clean this thing up pretty damn good. Now the back of it isn't too bad. Like I said, there's rubbing compound, and they got it in all the cracks, and the string ferrule holes has got it all in. Luckily, all the string ferrules are still in there, so they're kind of pressed inside there pretty deep. There's nothing that sticks up on the top of it, but they're there. And again, it's got there's a little scratch right there, and I'm sure there's some more scratches on the back of this thing. Now the body, if I counted right last time, it's got 1, 2, 3-piece body over here. And again, they call this a 3-piece neck. One thing I saw here is there's a real good scratch thought it was a crack, but it's actually a scratch right here. And I ended up taking and kind of pulling on the headstock to see if that opens up at all, and it doesn't do anything. It's just a scratch. So, and I also thought that these still had the plastic covers on it, and they don't. It's been removed. So I'm going to start getting to work on this thing, stripping this thing down and getting it back up to, you know, playing, and I'm sure it plays now, but yeah, like I said, whoever did this, I mean, there's streak marks going up and down on this thing. I don't know if you could see it or not with the camera. Nice quilted top. I love a quilted. I love a flame top, especially if it's done right, to where the flame kind of pokes out at you and the quilt kind of looks like clouds and shit. This isn't bad. This is pretty nice. And once it gets cleaned up and polished up, it'll pop again. So even the knobs got rubbing compound in them. At least this one does pretty good. This one has a little bit, so I'm going to have to take a toothbrush and scrub that shit out of there. So these are not metal, these are plastic rings on this one here. So I want to be careful when I polish them up or clean them up a little bit, because the plating that's on these things to make them look like chrome when they're on plastic can wear pretty quick. So I'm going to use a mild cleaner rubbing compound on those. And I got to get all the screw holes have got rubbing compound in them. Damn it. Now, from what I heard, these pickups are supposed to be pretty nice. They're not shitty pickups. So, yep, let's get back to work, get my channel back to where it was, and knock off all the funny business. So, here we go.